Wel, gyfeillion, anwyl gyfeillion, mae braf gweld gymaint o bobl wedi dod ynghyd unwaith eto ar adeg o'r flwyddyn ar ddyddiad neu agos at ddyddiad sydd yn agos iawn at galonau rai ohono ni'r Cymru o leia. Mae braf iawn gweld gwynebau, hen wynebau, a mae braf iawn gweld gwynebau newydd hefyd. Felly, fe fyddwn ni yn mynd ymlaen heddi gyda wahanol bobl yn siarad am yr hyn mae Cilmeri, bod y lle yma a'r digwyddiadau ddigwyddodd yma dros y blynydde yn golygu iddyn nhw. A mae'n syrthio i fi, i'n dechrau ni fe fydd Dave fan hyn a fen rhyw funed yn parhau ac yn esbonio ragor o bethau. Felly ni yma i gofio Llywelyn. Fi'n siŵr bod ni gyd yma i gofio Llywelyn. A un peth beth sy'n trafod gyda rai pobl yn ddiweddar. Mae yna rai pobl sydd falle'n teimlo dwi ddim yn frenhiniwr. Dwi ddim yn un sydd yn hoff iawn o dywysogion a rhyw bethau tebyg. Wel, gweda i wrthoch chi, yn bersonol, nawr, a finne yn byw yn y flwyddyn lle rydw i'n byw, dwi ddim yn fan mawr o'r teulu brenhinol o unrhyw deulu brenhinol. Ond wrth gwrs, yn ni'n sôn am ganrifoedd yn ôl. Ac i'r Cymru oedd yn byw nôl yn y 10 ganrif ar 10 ac o gwmpas y cyfnod hynny, dyna'r ffordd o'n nhw am weld i glad yn cael ei terrasu. Faint o ddewis o ganddyn nhw sy'n beth arall wrth gwrs. Ond dyna oedd i ffordd nhw edrych ar y byd mewn ffordd. Ac felly, i ni yma'n cofio Llywelyn, nid yn unig fel tywysog, ond fel symbol. A cofiwch, mae'n amheuaeth ynglyn â beth yn union ddigwyddodd yn yr ardal yma. Dyn ni ddim yn bethau sicr, fyddwn ni byth yn bethau sicr. Ond mae yna rai pethau gallwn ni fod yn sicr ohonyn nhw. Gallwn ni fod yn sicr, taw Llywelyn oedd ein lliw ni. Llywelyn oedd lliw y Cymru. Ac medden nhw ein lliw olaf. Wel, fe ddath na arweinwyr parchus iawn eraill ar ei ole, ond fe gofiwn i Llywelyn, fe gofiwn i Llywelyn ein lliw olaf, a dyma pam ni wedi dod ynghyd yma heddi. David. Well,
thank you all for coming and braving the weather. Big thanks to Cambria Band who led us up here. They come a long way, although not as far as some of you, but thank you. Diolch yn fawr, Cambria, never let us down. Fantastic. Thank you too for the Cornish delegation. Thank you to the Irish. And whilst I don't know of anybody here, but thank you to the Scots. Thank you all for coming and thank you all for bearing witness. To remember our history. Without a knowledge of our history, we've got a problem with our future. If we know about our history and our great Prince Llywelyn, then we can plan for the future. We know where we're going. And contrary to what Mr. Baron von Kinnock said, we do have a history. We do have a history. For him to say that there were 200 years when Wales had no history is scandalous, it's disgraceful. And everybody here is bearing witness to a Friday, 11th of December, 1282, on this spot, or 100 yards away. This morning we remembered the religious significance. Today we're remembering the political significance of our identity. Diolch yn fawr, everybody coming. One little bit of housekeeping. Next week is the remembrance and the commemoration in Abaticum here. Next year, this commemoration will be on the 12th of December. There's no nonsense, it will be on the 12th. So if anybody wants to come the week before, they're welcome. Unfortunately, we've got a group of Bretons who had planned to come, and they're coming next weekend. So there will be a small commemoration here on this monument next week. So if anybody really wants to be here twice next week, to come as well. It gives me great pleasure. I hope you've all got the words, and I'm going to ask the Red Choir of Cardiff, Cor Cochian Cardydd, Cor Cymru Reid, to lead us in Dros Cymru Glad.
fawr I gantorion y Gymru Rydd, y Cymru Rydd. Fe fydden nhw'n canu eto yn y man. Yn anffodus iawn, mae rhywun, wel mae sawl un mae'n siŵr sydd wedi golygu bod yma, ond mae yna un person arbennig yn methu dod yma heddi, rhywun oedd fod I ddod I siarad, rhywun sydd yn sal. A felly mae Dave nawr wedi derbyn ei hymddieriadau hi. Dave, you were saying?
Yeah, I've got an apology. One of our speakers has been taken ill this morning, so we're in a bit of disarray, and we're going to ask the choir to sing their first number in a moment. But Jill Evans, MEP, has sent her profound apologies. She has been here before. She had every intention last night of making the journey from Brussels, but she's been ill this morning and she cannot be here. So if I can ask the choir to sing their first tune.
Webb.
ymlaen I fi wneud fawr o gyflwyniad i'r gŵr yma. Fe fydd e'n sôn am wr pwysig arall. Fe fydd e'n sôn, wel, fe gewch chi sôn am gerall yn y man yn yma. Fe gai weid, dyma chi ddyn sydd wedi bod I garchar dros yr iaith Gymraeg. Dyma chi ddyn sydd wedi bod I garchar dros yr iaith Gwynedd. Dyma chi ddyn sydd yn cyfleidio ein gwerthfawr gwyd o Gymru. Ac mae am drafod rhywun hynod bwysig arall I ni fel cenedl.
Wel, cyfarchion o deyrnas Eryri. Cyfarchion o Bentra, Trefor, o Bredaeth, y Garag yma, a finna. O rwan, Gerard Lloyd Owen, y Sywaid, y diweddar Gerard Lloyd Owen fydd arw chydig misoedd yn ôl. Bardd mwyaf y genhedlaeth bresennol yn sicr yn Gymraeg yng Nghymru, ac fe enillodd o'r gadair yn yr Eisteddfod Genedlaethol yn 1982 am un o awdla godidoca'r Gymraeg, sef Cilmeri wrth gwrs. Awdl, medda fo, a fydd bron a'i ladd o. Nid oherwydd y swmp o waith na dim byd felly, ond oherwydd y pwysau eneidiol oedd arno fo, wrth gyfansoddi y fath gyfansoddiad. Ac mae'r awdl yma yn awdl y gellir I gosod ochr yn ochr, ac awdlau a marnadau a galar ganeuon y Cymru dros y canrifoedd gan gynnwys y galarnadau mawrion gawson ni yn yr oesoedd canol, y dilyn marwolaeth Llywelyn ein lliw olaf. O rwan, swn i'n hoffi darllen yr awdl ar ei hyd, ond dwi ddim am wneud wrth gwrs. Dwi am darllen un llinell yn unig, llinell sydd I gafal wneud. A deud y gwir, ac mae'n dod ar ddiwedd, mwy na lai ar ddiwedd yr awdl. Hi yw diwedd dy head. Mae o wedi crynhoi mewn un llinell yr hyn sydd i'w ddweud am farwolaeth Llywelyn. Diwedd dy head. A dy head Llywelyn oedd gweld Cymru yn Gymru annibynnol, rydd, yn Gymru oedd yn sefyll ar ei thraed ei hun, y Gymru oedd heb ofn gelyn, y Gymru oedd yn Gymru I ni. A dyna oedd dyhead Llywelyn. A diolch fydd, dydy'r dyhead yna ddim wedi mynd o'r tir. Dydy o ddim wedi marw. Mae'r dyhead wedi mynd yn ei flaen, wedi gwynt Llywelyn. Fe ddau trwy wrth gyfal Glyndŵr a trwy amcanion clodwiw cenedlaetholwyr dros y blynyddoedd. O rwan ta. Yn 1982, fe fwriwyd Cymru i'r llawr. Ond fe gododd wedyn, fel clywson ni bore yma, fe gododd wedyn. Ond y gweitha ni'n yn danaf, mae'r dyhead bellach ar fin y dibyn. Y dyhead mawr yma o weld Cymru yn Gymru, ac y Gymru rydd, ac y Gymru lle mae'r iaith yn fyw, lle mae'r diwylliant yn fyw, lle mae'r gwareiddiad ni'n fyw. O rwan mae fyny ni, a dyma lle mae Gerall yn dda. Mae'n negas o y parhau yn dyddiau ni. Nid rhywbeth ddigwyddodd 7 canrif a throsodd yn ôl. Dim byd felly, na. Mae'n dal I ddigwydd bod y goresgyniad yma o Du Lloegr yn bwrw Cymru i'r llawr. Mae goresgyniad yn digwydd heddiw, ac mae o'n llawer iawn gwaith. Mae wedi digwydd yn Rhyweryn, ond y Tryweryn i'n byd. Piso driw yn y môr y Tryweryn I gymharu â beth sy'n digwydd heddiw. Mae'r goresgyniad yma yn llifo. Nid fesul tŷ, ia, dyna mi o'n I ddeud ynde. Fesul tŷ, nid fesul ton, y dawr môr dros dir meirion. Ac mae o'n digwydd heddiw. Mae o'n digwydd yng Ngwynedd. Os da chi'n edrych ar Ngwynedd, fel man Gwyn fan draw, da chi'n gwneud clamp o gamgymeriad. Dwi'n deud ydych chi, oherwydd mae'n darfod y gyflym iawn yng nghefn gwlad Gwynedd ac yn y pentrefi cyfreithia. A hynny oherwydd y mewnlifiad estron yma sy'n cael ei wthio yna ni. Pobl yn dod I wladychu, I drefedigaethu yn ymplith ni a lladd y cwbl sy'n perthyn I ni. Fi'n am Cymru mewn cenedlaeth os di pethau yn parhau fel y gyfanw. A dwi'n deud â chi, mae gennym ni elynion fel yng Nghaer Droia gynt yn y ceffyl hwnnw. Mae gennym ni elynion o fewn y gwersyll bellach. Cynghorwyr Plaid Cymru a Gyngor Gwynedd rwan yn gwthio 8,000 o dai yna ni. Gwar. O'i hangan nhw. Dim mae hangen o gwbl. A dwi'n dweud bydd y rhaid i ni wrth wynebu rhaid a'i confron nhw, na un hefyd i arbenn yna ni. 5 munud dwi wedi gael, mae'r 5 munud wedi mynd. Fel un mae Gerard y gorffan i awdl fawr.
I'll explain 1 or 2 things for those of you who don't speak Welsh. This year, Gerard Lloyd Owen, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, contemporary Welsh poets, passed away. And for many of us, Gerard Lloyd Owen is the man who has crystallised the feelings that we get when we come here. First time I came here, I walked around this stone and I was saying one of Gerard Lloyd Owen's poems under my breath. So Gerard Lloyd Owen is a man who has in many ways summed up the experience of many of us when it comes to Cilmeri and the events that happened here. We know it's fun in here it happened. But I think I won't take the liberty of explaining everything that Geraint Jones said, but he also, I think, made the point, as we all know, that Wales is in danger, the Welsh language is in mortal danger. None of us should even consider resting on what laurels remain to us. But every day, fewer and fewer people speak the language, and there are more and more people who don't, who are coming to the areas which we would consider to be traditional Welsh areas. Perhaps you can ask him later on if you want to know more of what he said. Ond nawr, mae angen clywed rhagor o farddoniaeth o brifar Gerard Lloyd Owen, a'n yn gofyn i Hugh Dylan Owen, sydd ddim yn perthyn, wedi bod i ddod lan i ddarllen peth o'i waith.
O'n i'n dweud bore yma, mae cyfnod y draed wedi bod ar Gymru ers 1,500 o flynyddoedd. Cyfnod o orfod ymladd drwy'r amser mwyn sicrhau bod ni'n goroesi, a bod yr iaith yn goroesi, a da ni'n dal yn gorfod ymladd, a da ni'n dal i obeithio, ond mi rydan ni yma o hyd. A mae rhai pobl yn gweithredu, a mae'n braf, ac ar lefel bersonol dwi eisiau dweud hyn, mae'n braf gweld aelodau Cymdeithas yr Iaith yma heddiw, pobl sydd yn gweithredu, pobl sydd yn ymfalchio ac yn angerddol dros yr iaith. Ac maen nhw yma, mae yna gryw o'n nhw yma, a maen nhw yma i gefnogi, a mae hynny'n beth da iawn, a rhywbeth dwi'n ymfalchio. Ond mi ydyn ni yma o hyd, a mae'r gerdd yma gan Gerard Lloyd Owen wrth gwrs, yn gorffen ar nodyn gadarnhaol iawn. Cilmeri. Fi nos fan hyn, lladdwyd Llywelyn. Fydd, nid anghofiaf hyn. Y nant, a wela fan hyn, a welodd Llywelyn. Camodd ar y cerrig hyn. Fi nos fan hyn, o'r golwg nesau'r gelyn, fe wnaed y cyfan fan hyn. Rwy fi nawr fan hyn, lle bu wallt ar welltyn, a dafnau o'i waed fan hyn. Fan hyn yw ein cof ni. Fan hyn sy'n anadl i ni. Fan hyn, gynnau, fi'n geni. Cymru Rydd!
Cymru Rydd!
Diolch yn fawr, Dylan. I'd like to, it's a great pleasure of mine to invite the regional AM, Mr. William Powell, to address us.
Prynhawn da, bawb, a croeso cynnes iawn unwaith eto i Cilmeri. William Powell ydw i, aelod cynulliad dros canolbarth a gorllewin Cymru, cadeirydd y pwyllgor dysebau yn y cynulliad genedlaethol. Diolch yn fawr David a'r tîm Cofio Llywelyn am y gwahoddiad heddi yn cymryd rhan yma. I'm extremely grateful for the kind invitation to be here once again. And after that tribute and the rendition of Cilmeri, it really reminds me of why I'm here and of my commitment to taking part in supporting this annual commemoration. I think also in the year that we've lost Gareth Lloyd Owen, it also makes me reflect on the person who introduced me more recently to this commemoration, and that's the late Lord Richard Livesey of Talgarth, which is my hometown, and he was here on many, many occasions, and I know in spirit he's here now, here with us today. One thing that I would say that has moved on in the course of this past year is that the local community council, and I see Nicola Williams, who's been clerk of the community council here in Cilmeri, has brought forward to the National Assembly a petition calling for this site to be kept in a better order, to be accorded better recognition of its historical significance to the people of Wales. And that is something that's now actively on the agenda of the committee that it's my privilege to chair in the National Assembly. And we've had some initial positive response from Mrs. Edwina Hart, the relevant minister, in terms of what we're calling for, and what has been called for by the Community Council with the support of many of you, I know, and I know there's a commitment to involve fully Cofiwch Llewellyn and others of you who wish to be involved in that, in improving interpretation here at this precious site, also to be exploring brown signage with appropriate iconography at the entrance and exit of the village, and I think that's really important as well. And also the phased implementation of the CADU report on enhancing this site. Obviously, some important works have already been done, but that needs a partnership, and it needs Welsh Government, it needs the Community Council here, it needs local effort, but it also needs the local authority of Powys, and there is involvement there. And I think that's a really important step forward in terms of bringing the immediate local community here to doing what it's traditionally done, which is to safeguard and look after year-round this memorial, so that it's not just on the special occasions of commemoration, but it's year-round as a lle iconic for the history of Wales, and not just the history of Wales, but also the future of Wales. And I recognise faces here in this assembly, which I think is a stronger one maybe than last year, David. That's my sense anyway. There are people here with whom I work regularly in the assembly and elsewhere, discussing some of the legislation that is being brought forward in the National Assembly in terms of the Future Generations Bill, which you may have heard some discussion of, planning bill. And these are matters that we, as members of the Assembly, certainly my own party and other parties, will be seeking to build in the concerns and to safeguard some of the issues that were referred to in the previous address. So I think that's probably enough from me, because it is a little bit chilly and there are more articulate contributors than myself. But all I'd say is, diolch yn fawr iawn am ddod unwaith eto, a diolch am y croeso. Okay, diolch yn fawr.
Thank you very much, William. It's good to hear that the site is being considered and looked at, and we're going to be pushing ahead with that. William Powell mentioned Cofiwch Llewellyn. As a group of us have got together to try and push this forward in the way that everybody wants it to be. And a little bit later on, we'll be asking if anybody else has got their input into that. Will it be more than welcome? It's now a great pleasure and privilege to invite the actor and broadcaster David Howell to read Harry Webb's Cilmeri.
Well, mae'n anrhydedd mawr I fod yma. It's a privilege to be here. I haven't got any romantic ideas about Wales. I honestly believe that Edwina Hart could do it. It'll be another bloody 20 years. Mae'n ridiculous for any ofyn. It's so ridiculous how we got to beg for something like this. This was in Ireland, it would have been given straight away. So, fel ni'n gweud, dim byd romantis da fi yng Nghymru. ni sy'n gofod ymladd yn unen, a ni'n ffeit o'n unen trwy'r amser. We always fight each other, instead of getting together. Ble mae bloody Plaid Cymru ydi? Ble mae nhw? Ble mae nhw ydi? Fi wedi voto nhw os bod fi'n neud y gweith, and I'm with John Jenkins, they've sold the soul of Wales down this pan, and it's about time they got together and save us as a nation. The same go back Canary ydi. Gonna be, na'r brega drosto naw Ken, all right? Okay. Harry Webb. I think Harry Webb actually, although he writes in English, I think he's as Welsh language as anybody. Cilmeri. In the nameless years, shapeless as sand dunes, oblivion drifted over Aberfraw. The four-sided grave on the banks of the Allow gave up the dust of Branwen. For the stone coffins rang empty of the bones of fallen princes, dead principalities. The hall brought from Conwy to the hold of the stone battleship moored below Singontium is unaccounted for. As you noted, past careless of its idiot plunder, spendthrift, even of David Saffy and the Croix Nye, has squandered our treasure, bestowed on harlotry the wages of our blood, sold in the marketplace the decent things of our people for beer and beads. So we have come to this. There is nothing left tangible, no way of speech or thought or song that is valid anymore. There is only death, ours, the nations and all the deaths for her sake. So we have come to this stone. In the time of yellow grass, no flowers, iron earth, so we have come. Here is only stone, water and death in a dead season. There is no guarantee that anything will come of this. No sacrament is valid anymore. The slack dunes spread further inland, the wells turn brackish or dry up. Here in the heart of the hills, where the strategic roads converge to crucify, a stone, water, words. In the cold air, the words fall like stones in water. A splash, a ripple of rings, a brief erosion. But the echo rouses the sleeping augural birds, and suddenly the sky is full of wings.
I'd now like to ask the choir to sing their second song. Diolch yn fawr, David.
Right, gwrandwch wan. Pawb yn gwrando, everybody listening. I want to hear you all sing the chorus, and if you know the verses, sing that as well.
Os na naw pobl meddwl fo, mae wedi darfod mag dy head, wedi mynd, wedi hada gael ganu, wedi hada wylo, i byd o'r fath. O'n i ddaw, deunaw, y distaw, dystion, i'w hen baradwys, begis ysbrydion, y gwir dienw a dagrau dynion, a fwriodd waed dros yr holl ryddwydion. Hwy o gnawd all gynnau hon, Gymru'r nos, a'r bedd yn agos, a'r beddau'n weidion. Diolch yn fawr.
Macsen, does neb yn nabod o, mae 1,600 o flynyddoedd yn amser i'r cos. Ond Andros o Gymru, a byddwn wedi plant wy'r tri, a gadael yn genedl gyfan, a heddiw welen ni rhi yma o hyd. Rhi yma o hyd. Gweitha pawb a phopeth, gweitha pawb a phopeth, gweitha pawb a phopeth rhi yma o hyd. Wrthen y gwynt o'r dwyrain, di yn y storm o'r môr, o'n gwmpas, ni'n barod am doriad y wawr,
dyma chi ddyn sydd wedi bod yn fodlon i fynd i'r carchar dros y ddaliadau. Nid fe yw'r unig un. Rwy'n falch iawn i weld bod aelodaeth o Gymdeithas yr Iaith Gymraeg wedi dod yma heddi. Maen nhw, gweud yn gwir, wedi cynnal cyfarfod yma yng Cilmeri fel bod nhw'n gallu dod yma heddi. The Welsh Language Society, fair play, they've held a monthly meeting here in Cilmeri so that they can attend this event today. Felly diolch yn fawr
Right, mae'n oer iawn, so dim ond cwpl o geiriau dwi'n mynd i dweud. Diolch am y gwahoddiad i siarad. Dwi yma heddiw, fel ni gyd, dwi yma i cofio ein hanes ni fel cenedl, hanes Cymru, cysyniad yma o genedl. Dyn ni yma i cofio y fenywod a'r dynion sydd wedi sefyll yn gadarn dros Cymru dros y flynyddoedd. Llywelyn un ohonyn nhw, ond mae wedi bod cannoedd a miloedd ohonyn nhw. A dyn ni yma heddiw yn ein mhlith. Pan dwi'n sôn am cysyniad o Gymru fel cenedl, a mae rhaid fi dweud hwn, so'n sôn am y cysyniad cil yma, o tynnu llinellau ar mapiau, adeiladu waliau a cadw pobl mas. Paid cam ddeall fi, dwi'n sôn am Cymru sydd yn digon hyderus yn ei diwylliant, digon hyderus a cadarn yn ei hanes. Cenedl sydd yn digon hyderus i croesawu pawb. Cenedl sydd mor hyderus gallwn ni mynd mas i'r byd a rannu y pethau unigryw sydd gyda ni, rannu hynna gyda gweddill y byd. Dyna dyletswydd ni. Dwi ddim yn dewis, mae rhaid i ni mynd mas a dangos i gweddill y byd be sydd gyda ni i cynnig. A'r unig ffordd gallwn ni wneud hwnna, heb colli be sydd gyda ni, yw trwy bod yn hyderus, yn cadarn, paid roi lan be sydd gyda ni. Ond ar yr un pryd croesawu. Mae Cymdeithas Iaith wedi dewis dulliau didrais i symud y brwydr ymlaen. Dwi hefyd yn personol wedi dewis dulliau didrais. Dwi o'r barn, mae rhaid defnyddio y dulliau sy'n agored i ni mwyn sicrhau dyfodol i'r cysyniad o Gymru fel cenedl. Mae Cymdeithas Iaith wedi dewis ffordd nhw. Pan dwi'n sôn am dulliau didrais, dwi ddim yn sôn am eistedd yn ôl yn llipa tu ôl rhif a cuddio ein llwfra ni tu ôl rhyw brif di-dreisgar. Nid hwnna dwi'n sôn am. Dwi'n sôn am sefyll lan, sefyll yn gadarn, wynebu pob her. Wynebu pob her yn gadarn ac yn gryf. Sdim angen trais i wneud hwnna. Mae jyst angen ewyllus. Mae angen gwrthod ymroi i system prydeinllyd, imperialaidd, treisgar. Ymwrthod ar dulliau yna. Dyn ni'n well na hwnna. Mae yna ffyrdd well o wneud e yn y foes modern. Just i gorffen ten sydyn. Y brwydr dros y iaith Gymraeg yw brwydr dros parhad y genedl. Does dim dadl rhwng y doi peth. Os ydych chi'n brwydro i parhau a Gymru fel cenedl, ydych chi'n brwydro dros y iaith. Os ydych chi'n brwydro dros y iaith Gymraeg, ydych chi'n brwydro dros parhad Cymru fel cenedl. Mae yna nifer ohono ni fan hyn wedi cael dod mas o'r system addysg Cymru, wedi amddifadu o'r iaith Gymraeg. Dyn ni wedi dod mas o'r system a ni wedi cael y iaith wedi ein dwy'n oddi wrthyn ni. Mae yna ymgyrch yn digwydd ar hyn o bryd a dwi'n galw arnoch chi gyd i ymwneud gyda'r ymgyrch yna i sicrhau bod pob plentyn yng Nghymru yn dod mas o'r system yn siaradwyr Cymraeg rhugl, hyderus, sydd yn gallu defnyddio'r Cymraeg yn ei swyddi yn cymdeithasol ac wrth sicrhau dyfodol i'r gwlad yma, i'r cenedl yma. Pa fath o wlad, pa fath o bobl sydd yn caniatáu i cyfranhelaeth o'u plant nhw, gadael y system, heb yn gallu siarad iaith y genedl. Pa fath o wlad wared ennill sydd yn gwneud hwnna. Ymunwch gyda ni yn yr ymgyrch i sicrhau dyfodol i'r iaith, achos heb y iaith, bydd dim dyfodol i Gymru. Dyna yw calon y genedl, a mae rhaid sicrhau dyfodol i'r iaith. Dwi'n credu, I think for those of you who've had the language stolen from you by British imperialism, I think Geraint is going to summarise what...
Yeah, I think, thanks very much. Yeah, diolch yn fawr i ti, Jamie. Diolch unwaith eto i Gymdeithas yr Iaith. I think I'll try and summarise the thrust of Jamie's remarks. The Welsh language is a birthright for all of us. Should be a birthright for all of us. There are reasons why the people of Wales, the majority of the people of Wales do not speak the language. It was wrested from them. The chance to speak that language was taken from their lips and the lips of their fathers. There has been, over many, many years, orchestrated campaigns to ensure that we don't speak the Welsh language. And the Welsh language, says Jamie, I think, and I would certainly agree with that, is the soul of Wales. Without Welsh, we are a very, very different nation. Ti'n gytuno rhywun fel rhyw fath o... That'll have to do as a very basic thing. Don't ask him afterwards, just want to know more.
Jamie, we've now got a moment, it's getting very, very cold, but we've remembered one of our great patriots, Geraint Lloyd Owen. In a moment, we're going to remember another one, David Adig, and I cannot think of anyone finer to say a few words than Gareth Apshawn. Please be quiet and listen to what he has to say.
I'm sorry I'm not a public speaker. As a matter of fact, I've never spoken in public before until I was dragged by this man. Bydd rhaid ni cael ei tyryngu i'r un o arwyr gorau Cymru y canrif diwethaf, David Adig. One of the 8 who faced prison before the investiture. And now there's only one left. He had a very deprived or loving upbringing. He even went to reform school as a result of conditions. But after the flooding of the Tryweryn and the drowning of Aberfan, he found the Welsh spirit. And he learned Welsh. He went to Coleg Harlech, got a degree, and went on to teach Welsh. That's all I can say. He was my best friend, and he died last month of cancer, which has killed so many of my friends recently. Felly, mae rhaid ni cymryd amser i talu tyryngredi, un o arwyr gorau Cymru canol diwethaf. Mae'n drwg gen I can't say anymore because I'm not a speaker.
Can I thank you for those sincere words? Can I ask you to remain silent for 1 minute when we remember David Adig and all those other great patriots who have died, and especially those who have died this year? Diolch yn fawr.
Well, gyfle nawr i'r bobl sydd am ddod lan, and every year there's a chance for people to come up and say some words. Ond yn anffod, wel, dwi'n fan nhw'n eich gadw'n fer os gwylwch yn dda yn gryno. Please keep it brief. Time is going on.
I've got 2 overcoats on and I'm frozen, so goodness knows those people have only got 1 coat on. But while we're getting ready for our next few words, I'd like to point out, and people want to remember, that next March the 28th, on Saturday the 28th next year, in Llampyter near Cilmeri, it's 20 years ago since Caio died, and there's going to be a big commemoration there. So Peter, put it in your diary, the 28th of March next year. The other thing that I should remember to tell you is that the band had a collection round there, and we've also got a collection, this new association of patriots, Cofio Llywelyn. We've got an old vegetable can that we're collecting funds in, so if you feel like putting a couple of bob in or some comments in, we'd be very, very grateful to you. Diolch yn fawr. It's by the pub, yeah.
Dwi'n meddwl bod y dynol rhyw wedi cael digon o siarad heddiw. I think mankind has spoken enough today. Diolch am yr hawl I siarad. Thanks for the right to speak. Now, dwi'n trio dilyn llwybr deddwyrol. I try to live my life now the Druid way. So I am saying, I'm Olwen, I am a free Celtic woman. I stand on this ground. This ground is alive. This ground is my country. It's part of the Celtic heritage of this world. So I'm saying to every Celt to stand up for each other, fight together, and we can win, because I see a resurgence. I don't just see blackness. So i'n licio dau, dwi'n hen wan, a tasa ni di bod mor dda ganrif dwytha, tasa ni di cwffio digon, sa'n syniadau ni di bod yn iawn, sa'n ymgyrchon ni di bod yn iawn, byddwn ni di ennill. Dan ni ddim ennill, mae'n glir bod ni ddim di ennill. Oes o ddim môl ail adfer, ac o'n i'n perthyn I adfer. Oes o ddim modd ail grau mudiad ar ganrif dwytha. Oes o ddim modd ymladd yr ymgyrchoedd dar ni gochi ganrif dwytha. Felly dwi'n dweud wrth chi y bobl ifanc, paidwch â gwrando gormod ar bobl hen fatha fi. Paidwch â gwrando gormod. Defnyddiwch eich dychymyg. Os da chi'n dod allan o syniadau da sydd wedi ymgyrchu, fyddai yna. Dwedwch wrthai a fyddai yna. Bydd y côr yna. Dwi eisiau gweld yn chi gyd. Mae'r ymysodiadau ar Gymru ac ar bobl Gymru yn dod o bob cyfeiriad. Ddim jyst yr iaith, ddim jyst o'r Saeson, ond o'r byd i gyd. Edrychwch ar bethau erchyll, fatha TTIP. Edrychwch hwnna ar y we i ffindio allan be maen nhw'n wneud. I'm telling you, I'm getting old now. If our campaigns the last century, if our fights had been correct the last century, if we had really fought the last century, we'd be free now. It's patently obvious to me that we're not, so that people of my generation failed. So I'm telling you, young people, please have as much imagination as possible. Tell yourselves you're free. Free yourselves in your head. Use your imagination. Come up with new campaigns. Just tell us about them and we will join you. But do not listen too much. And do not re-fight fights that we lost the last century. This is a new century. It's a new fight. You have to fight in different ways. And I'll be with you all the way. But I do not want to see a resurgence of secret societies and people who are fighting each other instead of working together. I want to see everybody in every protest. We are being attacked from all sides, nationally, internationally. If you look on the internet, look at TTIP and see how bad things will get. I want you all to stand up. My class is the working class. I don't want you to allow intellectuals to be the last people who ever spoke Welsh. I want you all to try learning your language if you don't speak it. Take the language back. I don't care how many words you learn, use the words you learn. And I'm telling you now, we can get freedom, because I think we can still fight. So I'm laying this wreath here, not for anybody who's died for Wales, but for the people who are willing to live for Wales.